North Carolina woman is taking her fight against her HOA over a backyard chicken coop all the way to her state's Supreme Court. Mary Schroeder joins us now to explain that battle. Mary, we're having you on because a lot of people want their chickens these days, and you have your case going all the way to the state Supreme Court. So why don't you explain what's going on? Because I understand you had them for a while, and then suddenly the HOA began enforcing no chickens as pets, correct?
Correct. We looked at a couple of homes in the neighborhood in 2016, and at that time, our realtor checked with the president of the HOA and was told we were allowed to have chickens. Several families had chickens in the neighborhood, had had them for at least 10 years, and there was never a problem. We looked at another home in 2017, spoke to a different board president, and was told again we were allowed to have chickens. So we purchased a home on 17 acres in an equestrian community, and we started building our coop. In 2020, because some other neighbors were not following other rules, they decided to enforce every single rule in the covenants, which also included backyard chickens. We had chickens for 3 years before they said none. There was no compromise. It was all or nothing.
So let me be clear. You're on 17 acres and your HOA has a problem with you having chickens.
Yes.
Okay.
In my backyard where nobody could see.
Unbelievable. You had to pay a fine of $31,000. You have almost $50,000 in legal fees. This has been hard on the family, hasn't it?
Extremely hard. We were outcasted in our neighborhood. It was dividing the neighborhood. My daughter was in 5th, 6th, 7th grade. She couldn't ride her bike up and down the road.
Do you have a rooster? Do you have a rooster, Mary?
At that time, no. We had no roosters, and we were told as long as we had hens, we were fine.
Yeah, well, this is a huge issue. Again, you're saying your chickens were pets. I understand that's how it's been laid out in the lawsuit as well. A lot of people, I have chickens. They're not my pets. I don't like chickens, but I like their eggs. And a lot of people want to have eggs so they're not dependent on big ag and these very unhealthy eggs that come from the industrial farms. And so this is an issue I think a lot of Americans are going to be watching your lawsuit because I think many people want all these rules to be loosened up so people can be independent from these big industrial farms and have their hens and have some beautiful fresh eggs. I really appreciate you bringing this story. I understand you have a GoFundMe because these expenses have been really expensive. So if people want to find Mary Schroeder on GoFundMe and help her cause, I think it might help the country be a little more independent in terms of their food source. So, Mary, we really appreciate you joining us. Really quick, last word.
This president could influence town ordinances, HOAs, not just in North Carolina, but across the country, and allow people the free use of land. And like you said, I can control what my chickens eat. So I can control what my family eats.
Well, I've always thought HOAs are very commie. So that's probably the first problem. But maybe Brooke Rollins and President Trump will look into what they can do from the federal level. Thank you so much, Mary. We really appreciate you.
Of course.
All right.
Thank you for having me on.
We reached out to the head of her HOA for a formal statement, but we never heard back. All right. Up to this. One man is running 7 marathons in